Today's episode features two intense incidents in which suspects barricaded themselves inside vehicles, forcing police to rely on SWAT teams and armored vehicles during the arrests. Jacksonville, Florida. On May 6, 2026, at approximately 11:30 a.m., emergency dispatch received a call about an armed man.
He is very, very mentally ill, and he has been for a long time. We know he currently does have a gun because he shot it off earlier this week. I actually filed a report for a wellness check, and the cop officer that was responding called me, and he recommended that I fill out the ex parte order, which I went and did.
The information was relayed to police, and patrol officers responded to the scene. When officers arrived, they found the suspect sitting inside a vehicle parked behind a Walmart store. The man had blocked the windows of his vehicle and refused to come out. A lengthy standoff began, and officers spent several hours attempting to make contact with the man. At approximately 2:30 p.m., SWAT officers and crisis negotiators arrived at the scene. Shortly afterward, officers delivered a phone into the vehicle. Using the phone, negotiators were able to speak directly with the suspect. Police continued speaking with the man for several more hours, during which he still refused to exit the vehicle. Eventually, heavy tactical equipment was brought in. At approximately 7:20 p.m., officers approached the vehicle in a specialized armored vehicle and deployed tear gas into the suspect's car. Shortly afterward, the gas took effect, and the man attempted to climb out of the vehicle. Officers then noticed that the suspect was holding both a handgun and a knife.
Drop the knife now! Drop the knife!
The man was ordered to drop the weapons, but he refused to comply with commands. Because of this, officers opened fire. The man eventually threw down the weapons and exited the vehicle. The suspect was identified as 37-year-old Samuel Waters, Jr. Waters was transported to a local hospital, where he remains under medical treatment. His current condition has not been released. According to investigators, Waters' family had previously contacted police regarding his mental health issues and history of violent behavior. Jacksonville police also stated that prior to the shooting, Waters had an active arrest warrant for trespassing, aggravated assault, and domestic violence charges. Investigators said Waters will face criminal charges, but he will also be taken into custody under the Baker Act. Franklin, Indiana. On November 25, 2025, at approximately 1:30 p.m., a SWAT team headed toward the parking lot of a Ryder company warehouse. In the parking lot, located near the Interstate 65 exit, officers identified a truck of interest. According to available information, 37-year-old truck driver Robert Bido was inside the vehicle. Now let us take a closer look at why police were searching for Bido. It all began about 6 months earlier. On the evening of June 11, 2025, police received a report of a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived at a home on James Runway, they were met by a woman. She told the officer that Bido was her former husband and that they were currently living separately. Bido had entered the woman's home, pointed a handgun at her head, and strangled her in the bathroom in front of several children. When the officer attempted to place Bido in handcuffs, he ran upstairs, barricaded himself inside a bedroom, then jumped from a second-story window and escaped. Officers later recovered a handgun near the window Bido used to flee. The woman later told officers that she was surprised to see Bido at her home because she believed he was working in Pennsylvania at the time. She also stated that Bido kept a shotgun inside his work truck. After this incident, no criminal charges were filed, and there is no information indicating whether Robert Bido was actively being sought by police. However, 6 months later, on November 22, 2025, a series of unusual events took place near the home of the woman Bido had attacked. Surveillance cameras belonging to neighbors captured an unidentified individual slashing the tires of vehicles near the home of his former wife. The unidentified individual then walked toward the home of 65-year-old Jeff Finkel. Approximately 30 minutes later, Finkel was fatally shot while inside his home. The suspect fired at the man from outside, through a glass door. Following the murder, a police detective met with Bido's former wife. That meeting ultimately led investigators to the suspect. Bido was now wanted in connection with the June 2025 domestic violence incident and was also considered a person of interest in the recent murder investigation. Let us return to November 25, 2025. The SWAT team approached the truck in 3 armored vehicles and quickly moved into action. Officers first deployed a flashbang device near the truck, then shattered the windows using less lethal weapons.
Pass your sides open. Come on!
Investigators later learned that while surrounded by police, Bido called another person and stated, "They are accusing me of murder." When the individual suggested getting him a lawyer, Bido reportedly replied, "I want to die like a gangster." After the cab windows were broken, officers deployed tear gas into the truck.
Yeah, slowly.
Shortly afterward, police observed the man pick up a shotgun and begin moving around inside the cab. As the man moved toward the passenger side window, several officers opened fire, discharging a total of 25 rounds.
He's got the shotgun. He's got a gun! He's got a gun! God!
Robert Bido was struck by gunfire. He was transported to a hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Inside the truck cab, officers recovered a shotgun. Investigators later determined that the shotgun was not loaded. Prosecutors later stated that the fatal police shooting was ruled justified. In the end, the domestic violence case was closed due to the suspect's death, while the investigation into the murder of Jeff Finkel remains ongoing.